Did you know that one common vegetable in your kitchen right now could be increasing your risk of heart failure by 91%? Or that another vegetable most doctors recommend could actually be causing your joint pain to get worse? The truth about vegetables after 60 is nothing like what we've been told. While everyone keeps saying, eat your veggies, groundbreaking research reveals that some vegetables are actually accelerating aging, spiking inflammation, and even damaging your brain. And 97% of seniors have absolutely no idea. Today, I'm going to reveal something that might shock you. The 4 vegetables that are literally adding years to your life, and the 4 that might be silently taking those years away. And what's most surprising? The number 1 vegetable you should never touch is probably sitting in your pantry right now, disguised as a health food. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could be the difference between thriving in your golden years or facing unnecessary health battles that could have been avoided with one simple change. The 4 power vegetables you need after 60. 4. Purple cabbage, the inflammation fighter. When I tell my clients about purple cabbage, they often say, "Really? That simple vegetable?" But don't let its humble appearance fool you. Purple cabbage is a silent defender against one of the biggest threats to aging well, chronic inflammation. What makes purple cabbage special is its rich concentration of anthocyanins. These are the natural compounds that give it that deep purple color. These aren't just pretty pigments. They're powerful antioxidants that actively hunt down and neutralize free radicals in your bloodstream. Think of free radicals as tiny troublemakers that damage your cells and accelerate aging. Anthocyanins are like specialized cleanup crews that prevent this damage. A fascinating 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found something remarkable. Seniors who regularly consumed anthocyanin-rich foods like purple cabbage had a 24% lower risk of heart disease. That's not a small number. That's potentially adding years to your life with something as simple as adding this vegetable to your meals. But here's what many people miss about purple cabbage. It's not just heart protection. It's also a prebiotic powerhouse for your gut. After 60, your gut microbiome begins to change, often becoming less diverse. Purple cabbage feeds the beneficial bacteria in your intestines, which strengthens your immune system from the inside out. Better gut health means fewer infections, reduced inflammation, and even improved mood, something many seniors struggle with. 3. Okra, the blood sugar balancer. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Okra? That slimy vegetable? Yes, okra has a reputation for its texture, but if you're over 60, this humble green pod might be exactly what your body needs, especially if you're concerned about blood sugar stability. Inside okra is a special type of fiber called mucilage. This gel-like substance works like a natural time-release mechanism for sugar absorption. When you eat okra, this mucilage slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. This is absolutely critical after 60 because your body naturally becomes more insulin-resistant with age. Let me explain why this matters so much. When sugar floods your system too quickly, your pancreas has to pump out large amounts of insulin to manage it. Over time, your cells become less responsive to insulin, leading to higher blood sugar levels. This damages blood vessels throughout your body and increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, and kidney problems. All major concerns for seniors. A groundbreaking 2021 study in food science and nutrition found something that even surprised me. People who consumed okra daily for just 8 weeks saw their fasting blood sugar drop by over 20%. That's comparable to some prescription medications, but without the side effects. Okra also contains specialized antioxidants like quercetin that specifically target brain inflammation. This is incredibly important because brain inflammation is directly linked to cognitive decline, memory problems, and even conditions like Alzheimer's. By reducing this inflammation, okra helps protect your neural pathways and keep your thinking sharp. There's another hidden benefit of okra that's especially important after 60. It's rich in vitamin K, which is essential for bone health and proper blood clotting. As we age, bone density naturally decreases, making fractures more likely and more dangerous. The vitamin K in okra helps maintain bone strength and resilience. 2. Beetroot, the circulation booster. If there's one vegetable that works like natural medicine for your circulatory system, it's beetroot. This vibrant root vegetable might stain your fingers, but what it does for your blood vessels is nothing short of remarkable. Here's what makes beetroot so special for anyone over 60. It contains naturally occurring nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is essentially a signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. As we age, our blood vessels naturally become stiffer and less flexible, which increases blood pressure and forces the heart to work harder. Beetroot helps reverse this process. A clinical study published in Hypertension Research in 2019 found that seniors who consumed beetroot juice daily for just 4 weeks experienced an average drop in systolic blood pressure of 11 points. That's not just statistically significant, it's life-changing. For many people, that's the difference between needing medication and managing blood pressure naturally. But the benefits of improved circulation go far beyond heart health. Your brain, which uses 20% of your body's oxygen despite being only 2% of your body weight, absolutely thrives when blood flow improves. 1. Kale, the ultimate brain protector. If there's one vegetable that stands above all others for seniors, it's kale. While it's gained popularity in recent years, most people don't understand why it's particularly valuable after 60. Kale isn't just nutritious, it specifically targets the most vulnerable systems in aging bodies. What makes kale the #1 vegetable for seniors is its exceptional concentration of lutein and zeaxanthin. These two compounds belong to the carotenoid family and have a special affinity for neural and eye tissue. They literally embed themselves in your brain and retinal cells, where they act as shields against oxidative damage. A landmark 2020 study published in Neurology found that seniors with the highest levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in their diet experienced 32% slower cognitive decline compared to those with the lowest levels. Think about that. By simply incorporating kale into your diet, you could potentially slow brain aging by nearly a third. This translates to better memory, sharper thinking, and maintaining your independence longer. Kale also provides extraordinary cardiovascular support through its unique combination of potassium and magnesium. Potassium helps counterbalance sodium in your diet, naturally lowering blood pressure, while magnesium helps regulate heart rhythm and prevents dangerous arrhythmias. Both of these minerals become increasingly important after 60, when cardiovascular risks naturally increase. The 4 vegetables seniors should avoid. Now that we've covered the vegetables that can transform your health after 60, let's talk about the 4 that might be silently undermining your health right now. These aren't obvious junk foods. They're vegetables that most people consider healthy, but can be particularly problematic for seniors. 4. Corn, the blood sugar disruptor. Corn seems so innocent, doesn't it? It's a staple at summer barbecues and family dinners. But for adults over 60, corn presents a hidden danger that few people recognize. The problem with corn isn't its taste or even its nutritional content. It's what corn does to your blood sugar. Corn has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any vegetable, meaning it converts to sugar in your bloodstream extremely quickly. This rapid conversion triggers a substantial insulin response, and over time, this repeated stress on your insulin system leads to insulin resistance. A concerning 2020 study in diabetes care found that older adults who regularly consumed high glycemic vegetables like corn had a 46% higher risk of developing insulin resistance and cardiovascular complications. That's nearly double the risk from something most people consider a healthy food choice. Unlike complex carbohydrates that provide steady, sustained energy, corn delivers a quick energy spike followed by a crash. This roller coaster effect is particularly problematic for seniors because it stresses the heart, destabilizes energy levels, and contributes to inflammation throughout the body. What makes corn particularly deceptive is how it's marketed as a healthy vegetable when nutritionally it behaves more like a starch or grain in your body. And the varieties most commonly consumed today have been selectively bred to contain much more sugar than the corn our grandparents ate. 3. Potatoes, the inflammation trigger. Potatoes are comfort food for many of us, whether mashed, baked, or fried. But for seniors, regular potato consumption can become a significant health liability. The main issue with potatoes is their extremely high glycemic index and glycemic load. When you eat potatoes, they're rapidly converted to glucose, causing a sharp spike in blood sugar. This triggers a corresponding insulin surge, which over time contributes to insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. A large-scale study published in the BMJ followed over 70,000 adults and found that those consuming potatoes 4 or more times weekly had a 33% increased risk of developing hypertension. For seniors already at higher risk for cardiovascular issues, this is a serious concern. What makes potatoes particularly problematic is how they're typically prepared. Frying potatoes creates compounds called acrylamides, which have been linked to increased inflammation and oxidative stress. Even mashed potatoes, often loaded with butter and salt, combine a high glycemic food with saturated fat and sodium, a triple threat for heart health. Another overlooked issue with potatoes is their effect on energy levels. Many seniors report feeling unusually tired after potato-heavy meals. This happens because the rapid conversion to sugar, followed by the insulin response, creates an energy crash that can leave you feeling fatigued and foggy. Exactly the opposite of what active seniors need. 2. Eggplant, the joint pain amplifier. Eggplant is often praised as a low-calorie, versatile vegetable. But for seniors, particularly those with inflammatory conditions, eggplant can be a hidden source of increasing discomfort and health problems. The culprit in eggplant is a group of compounds called alkaloids, primarily solanine and nicotine alkaloids. These compounds are part of the plant's natural defense system, but in sensitive individuals, and especially in older adults, they can trigger or worsen inflammation in joints and tissues. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Pharmacology revealed that these alkaloids can increase oxidative stress and interfere with proper nerve signaling when consumed regularly. For seniors already dealing with arthritis, muscle stiffness, or neuropathy, eggplant can silently amplify these symptoms without them realizing the connection to their diet. What makes eggplant particularly problematic is how it's typically prepared. Eggplant acts like a sponge, absorbing large amounts of oil during cooking. This combination of inflammatory alkaloids and cooking oils creates a perfect storm for increasing systemic inflammation, which can manifest as worsening joint pain, reduced mobility, or increased cardiovascular strain. 1. Canned tomatoes, the hidden chemical danger. Fresh tomatoes are wonderful for your health. They're rich in lycopene and vitamin C, and they support heart health. But canned tomatoes represent a serious and often overlooked danger, particularly for seniors. The problem isn't the tomatoes themselves. It's the toxic combination of acidic tomatoes and the chemical lining found in most cans. Most food cans are lined with a substance called BPA, bisphenol A, which helps prevent the metal from corroding and extends shelf life. But BPA is a known endocrine disruptor that interferes with your body's hormonal systems. What makes canned tomatoes particularly dangerous is that tomatoes are highly acidic, and this acidity causes the BPA to leach from the can lining directly into the food at much higher levels than with non-acidic foods. Every time you consume canned tomatoes, you're potentially exposing yourself to a significant dose of this hormone-disrupting chemical. A shocking 2020 study in environmental research found that adults with the highest BPA exposure had a 91% higher risk of cardiovascular disease compared to those with the lowest exposure. For seniors, whose hormonal systems are already changing and whose bodies are less efficient at detoxifying chemicals, this represents a serious and unnecessary risk. What you've learned today could literally add years to your life and life to your years. The truth about vegetables after 60 isn't as simple as eat more veggies. It's about choosing the right ones that support your aging body and avoiding those that can silently undermine your health. Remember, your health after 60 isn't about luck or genetics alone. It's about making informed choices every day. With the knowledge you've gained today, you're already ahead of 95% of seniors who still believe all vegetables are created equal. Your body deserves the truth, and now you have it.